What Alysa Liu just pulled off at the Olympic Gala is nothing short of legendary. Fresh off a gold medal miracle and one of the wildest comebacks in history, she hit the ice in Milan for her curtain call. This wasn't just a cameo, she snagged the absolute highest honor a figure skater can get. Organizers looked at a roster of the world's best athletes and handpicked her to close the show. Let that sink in for a second. Over 40 world-class pros performed that night. You had the men landing monster quads and pairs champions, risking it all on death-defying lifts. You had ice dance legends gliding like poetry. Every single medalist had their moment in the sun. But Alysa, she was the grand finale, the last blade to cut the ice before the torch went out. That's not just tradition, it's the ultimate sign of respect. The world demanded her to shut it down. But how she used that spotlight shattered every convention in the book. No sad concertos here. No tear-jerking ballads begging for the judge's polite nod. She tossed the Olympic champion rulebook out the window. Instead, the speakers blasted Boys a Liar Part 2 by PinkPantheress and Ice Spice. Forget the rumors about other tracks, this was the real deal. Her viral moment was set to the summer's biggest anthem. Pure unfiltered Gen Z energy dominating the airwaves. Rocking a sparkly dark blue dress and choker, she looked like royalty, but performed like a pop star headlining a sold-out stadium. High-octane choreography, sharp flirty moves, just wild, carefree joy on skates. Tens of thousands of fans were dancing in the stands. No stiff upper lips today. Alysa turned a formal ceremony into a global block party, and the internet lost its mind. NBC Olympics dropped the clip emphasizing her glow, and it instantly blew up. We're talking wildfire spread on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram, millions of views in hours. Viewers at home were stunned. A gold medalist closing the Winter Games to a viral banger. Untraditional, yes. Unexpected, sure. But it was 100% Alysa. Context is key. This girl retired at 16 because she despised what the sport had become. She walked away. When she returned 2 years later, she had one rule: total creative control. No bosses. Her music, her edgy costumes, coaches who respected her as a peer. Her coach told the press she wasn't chasing hardware, just happiness. Then she went and won gold anyway. She celebrated by delivering the most talked about performance of the Games. But here's the crazy part. PinkPantheress was actually watching, and her reaction was priceless. Days before, the gala reporter Raymond Braun surprised Alysa with a personal video message from the artist herself. She said, "Alysa, lots of love. Thanks for the support. Hope you have a killer show. You're so inspiring. I used to be obsessed with skating, so you're literally living my dream. Thanks for the love." Alysa nearly fainted. We're talking about one of the planet's hottest artists. And here she is telling a skater that she's the one jealous wild. Alysa's reaction, pure, unfiltered shock. She was totally starstruck. She called PinkPantheress her favorite artist and vowed right there if she made the gala, she'd skate to that track. Promise kept. 2 days later, center ice closing the world's biggest event to her idol's voice. She had the blessing. But then Ice Spice, featured on the remix, caught wind of it too. The web exploded, connecting these two music giants with an Olympic skater at the Winter Games. In the stuffy history of figure skating, this has literally never happened. Champs don't usually skate to TikTok anthems, and pop stars definitely don't usually watch skating routines. It's an unprecedented crossover between elite sports and pop culture. And Alysa did it while staying unapologetically herself. Signature striped halo hair. Check. Smiley piercing front and center. Rocking that bedazzled blue dress, blasting PinkPantheress and radiating absolute joy on the ice. Commentators didn't just call the routine fun, they called it a revolution, flirty, electric, and bursting with raw energy that made traditional skating look stiff as a board. That was the entire vibe. She wasn't trying to impress a row of stone-faced judges gripping their clipboards. Technical scores gone. Medals, forget about them. It was pure, unfiltered artistic freedom. She showed the world exactly what happens when you skate, not for points, but for the sheer hell of it. Forget the crushing pressure or the weight of a nation's hopes. This was just about loving the blade against the ice. The arena went absolutely nuts, and the internet caught fire because Alysa Liu wasn't just entertaining the masses. She was making a statement. 2 days before going viral, she snatched Olympic gold, tearing up the ice to Donna Summer in a gold dress that screamed champion. While her rivals were hyperventilating, she was out there grinning during the 6-minute warm-up like it was a casual Sunday morning skate. 7 perfect triples later, she wasn't skating, she was flying. The music cut, and the crowd was already roaring on their feet. The judges dropped a massive 150.2 for the free skate, the highest score on the planet this season. She rocketed from third to first, edging out Japan's Kaori Sakamoto by less than 2 points in an absolute nail-biter. But the history books, that's where the real story is. She became the first American woman to strike gold since Sarah Hughes stunned Salt Lake City back in 2002. She smashed a 24-year drought for Team USA, and she did it entirely on her own terms. This is the same girl who burned out and quit at 16 after Beijing 2022 because she absolutely despised the sport. 2 years later, she returned with one non-negotiable demand: total creative control. Boom, 2025 world champ. Then Olympic gold. And finally closing out the games blasting the Pink Panther theme like a boss. That 24-year dry spell wasn't just about missing hardware. It was about a grinder of a system chewing up young athletes and spitting them out broken. Alysa didn't end the drought by playing nice with a toxic machine. She ended it by burning the machine down. She celebrated the pinnacle of sports by vibing to Gen Z pop in a rhinestone-studded dress right in front of her idols. The message was loud and clear. You can grab the gold and still have a blast doing it. You can be a stone-cold killer on the ice without losing your soul. That gala clip is racking up millions of views, bridging the gap between pop stans and skating purists. This is the magic that happens when you let athletes be human. When you stop forcing them into a suffocating box and let pure joy take the wheel. Alysa didn't just bag a gold medal in Milan. She rewrote the rulebook on what a champion looks like, sounds like, and celebrates like, all with a megawatt smile. She went from hating the sport enough to quit to owning the Olympics with a viral pop anthem. With superstars cheering and the world watching, she proved to a generation that you don't have to break yourself to win. You can win with joy, and you can change the game forever.